fishing, pull, subscribe on his channel, and go on the Peeler and watch his channel. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. We do a video. And subscribe on the channel.
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to Guy with the GoPro Fishing Show. Sorry, let me get a little comfy here. So I was just reviewing some of this footage that I've had for a while. Not for a while, but for a week or two. Fishing lipless crankbaits. And I know it's not everybody's favorite. A lot of people have, number one, trouble landing the fish, like they'll hook up, but during the fight or something, the fish will jump or roll or somehow come off. And number two, I know a lot of people that just say they throw them and they lose a lot of them. Now, when I hear those situations, I instantly think of gear. Throwing them on the wrong rod, and it just sounds like it's too stiff, and you're using too light a line. Especially in the winter, the way I have success with lipless crankbaits is a lot of bottom contact. I mean a lot. Like in the first example, I was throwing a bait that I found down at the river. And it compared to other baits that I know are 3/8 of an ounce, like this super spot here. It's definitely a 1/2 ounce bait, which is like middle of the road, because the good ones that I find that help make it easier for me to maintain more bottom contact are 3/4. You can cast them further. You know, this time of year we get a lot of weather systems coming in, so I kind of stay away from the 1/4 ounce and 3/8 stuff in this time of year and stay more on the heavier end of things. You'll see in the footage, this is a no-name bait that was in a landing net that somehow had came free, that was getting all of us hung up that go and fish the river down there. So a few of my baits were in there, some other people's baits were in there, so I just cut my stuff free and came up on that. I mean, I left it there for a few days to see if somebody'd come claim it, and you know, after, it's like a 3-day rule. You know, if you ain't gonna come back and get your stuff, I'm gonna get it. So I cleaned her up, put new hardware on it, and caught you'll see. But getting back to what I was saying, you don't got to spend a ton of money to get a decent lipless bait capable setup. I'm gonna go back to it again. The Shakespeare Outcast. If you're not used to basically using something that is a wet noodle that is just gonna load deep into the blank, like almost down to the handle, but you'll be amazed that you can keep them fish hooked up. Usually it's both hooks, or you'll have one all the way through, like doink, barb out of the cheek, everything. If you use sharp aftermarket hooks. I mean, but that's a whole nother video. But anyway, so you want a soft rod, and preferably glass. Number one, to cast the baits, and number two, to keep the fish hooked up. So here's an example of putting a Berkley Abu Garcia Black Max, which is 6.4 to 1 speed, because after all it is a crankbait. Just because it doesn't have a bill doesn't mean it has to go 1,000 miles an hour. Number two, that Shakespeare Outcast rod is, in a general statement, less than 30 bucks. I'm not sure how much it is right now, but it's less than 30 bucks. I can promise you that. 6'6", medium heavy. So check it out. I put on a lipless because I knew I'd be able to reach where I'm trying to reach. And if I need to slow down and fish it real slow off the bottom, I can. And I also put on a single tail grub, which is a awesome unsung hero of the cold weather baits. Yep. On the yo-yo. On the yo-yo. Hey, Mr. Sauger, what do you say? Hey, Mr. Sauger, what do you say? You only got one barb of the back hook, 'cause you're a little swiper, a doodly-doo, and you get greeted with a song. 'Cause we got you on the yo-yo. Sing along. Man. So you know what's cool about this particular lipless right here is I have no idea who makes it. I come down here to this very spot and somebody had finally dragged a big net somebody threw in the water that was getting all of us hung up. Well, a couple of my baits were in there along with this lipless, so I took it home and cleaned it up, put new hardware and, you know, hooks on it. And Mr. Sauger, even though he's just a little guy, a little male, he liked it. Sorry about that, buddy, but thank you for playing. Whoa. Thanks, bud. Ha ha ha. Yeah! Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. Yo-yo in a no-name lipless. Ba-da-da. So in this next example here, I did end up getting a 7-foot version of my favorite composite rod that I've ever came across to throw lipless baits, which is the Wright and McGill S-Glass Rick Klon signature. It's a rod for square bills, but it's so dang soft that I use it for my lipless baits. So I do have 2 boxes, but it's taken me a few years to put them together. But I want to show you this Nomad Designs. This is a Japanese bait, courtesy of Frank. It is a 3/4 ounce bait with BKK hooks. So they are sticky sharp. But it is truly unique in the way that there is like an arch before where the split ring connects to the bait that's angled, and positioning of that is important because that's going to be how it runs in the water. And then if you look at it head on, It's very unique. But here's the really unique part. Look at it this way. It is about as thin as you can get once you get down in here in the belly area. Boy, those are sharp. Oh my goodness. And in the chin of the bait, it's got raised gill plates. I am really, really impressed with this, and you will see why in the footage. But this is 3/4 ounce, just like all the good lipless baits. See, thank God he sent me 2 of these. That was like super cool of him. But this needs to be in this box, because this is like where I keep my LV 500s, my, you know, dual hardcore, lipless 70, Jack All 10, the little one. You guys have seen this box before, but I do have a few silent saltwater lipless. And again, Frank just replenished me with this, because I've owned it before. I got some old Bill Lewis that they don't make anymore. The date on this packaging was 2017. But man, that is pretty bluegill color right there, buddy. Or, you know, pumpkin seed, whatever that is, with the neon in it. Y'all have seen the Booyah Littles that I caught that 5-pounder on up at the city park. The 1/4 ounce. But see, I won't be throwing nothing like this unless I'm fishing some super, super pressured water. I got the 1 ounce Lunker Hunt fillet in bluegill or perch. That's 1 ounce. And then this is the 6 cents. What do they call these? I don't remember, man. I can't keep up with all the names of the baits, but I love 6 cents paint jobs, and I love how they send their baits with EWGs already on it, so I don't have to change the hooks right away, at least. And even some of the Strike King, like the tungsten 2-taps, they're good baits. And I have another Booyah here. But I'm going to throw this stuff, man, depending on, you know, water clarity and stuff. But, you know, the first example that y'all just saw, that was a little bit deceiving, because I throw baits. I think it's a lot of sight, at least initial cue, and then you know, whether it's silent or has some BBs in it, helps with drawing power. But you know, Kelly Jordan, who is a Lucky Craft pro staff guy and somebody that I look up to, he's old school. He said lipless bait water is jerkbait water because it is a sight thing first. But one thing about this time of year is your surface level might look a little dingy, but just watch your baits as they're coming back to you. And if you can see them, you know, 3, 4, 5 feet deep as they're coming up, you know, back up the hill to you, then you can throw it. Because the bottom's going to have, you know, where the bigger fish are chilling to stay warm, it's going to have good visibility. If you can see your bait down there, then that's my green light to throw them. That's how I gauge it. Because a lot of this water is going to clear up, but at the same time it gets almost viscous, like very thick in the winter. And you'll just find that, like, yeah, you'll have some runts and stuff that'll be up near the surface when the sun's out warming up, because they are cold-blooded creatures. But a lot of the bigger fish, man, they're going to be glued to a piece of hard cover that'll hold heat, or on the bottom, or both. So if you can narrow that down, or just find the deepest spot in whatever body of water you're fishing and pick it apart. I mean, 5 to 10 casts per casting lane, because they might not hit the first time. It might not be the third time. They might have to actually get up and be like, ugh, alright, now I'm gonna make a small pursuit. But your bite window in targeting goes from this big to this big. So you better make an accurate cast. Little lifts off the bottom, just enough for it to vibrate a few times and let it flutter back down. Reel up your slack. Lift. Just to feel it. Like, watch it. Watch your rod tip. Like, pay attention. Because it's not going to be a whack. You're just going to feel weight most of the time. But you're mimicking a bait fish that is dying from it being too cold. That's an easy meal to any game fish. So I've been trying to get y'all out this video for a while, and I hope you guys like it. But throw the heavier stuff this time of year, and just, man, I do a lot of rod tip dragging. I'm trying to maintain bottom contact. My lifts are very short in height, and you know, I'm fishing slow. And the last but not least part, since most of this water is clearing up, the longest cast you can make. And that's another reason why these wet noodle, medium heavy glass rods help. They help cast the bait. You're gonna have a lot of cross winds and winds in your face in the wintertime. So, you know, it just helps to be able to cast something that you can stay off of them. So, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm going to leave you with this fish catch and release and bid you farewell now. So, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. But if you guys dip out before this one, man, you're doing yourself a injustice if you like fishing, because this right here is a good one, folks. So this is Guy with GoPro Fishing Show bidding you farewell, but check out this freaking pig walleye. Peace out, people. Be easy. Alright, folks. Well, thanks to my buddy Dave T, who's been featured in some other episodes. Like, if you go to the Out on a Boat playlist, you'll see me and Dave T. Well, he was kind enough to part with a 7-foot version of the best lipless crankbait rod I've ever owned, being the Wright and McGill Rick Clunn square bill rod that I've found. It is the best rod for lipless baits. And what I'm showing y'all is the yo-yo method for kind of fishing your lipless like a jig in the winter. Like right there. I don't know what it is, but we got something. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Look at that walleye. Holy smokes. All right, buddy. All right, buddy. All right, bud. Simmer down now. Simmer down, boss. Simmer down, dude. Simmer down. Simmer down. All right, I see ya. I see ya. All right, I need some slack. Hopefully he's tuckered out. So I gotta hop down there and get him. Look at you, buddy. Now that is a walleye right there. Man, you are fired up. And this is a bait from our good buddy Frank. It is a Nomad Designs 3/4 ounce lipless with BKK hooks, so they're sticky, sharp. I'm trying not to get hooked. Man, I'm sorry, guy. Or, I'm sorry, girl. I mean. No, 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 no. We see, you're free, you're free, you're free, mama. Oh, thank God for being 47 and limber. Look at that fish. Hey, what's up? Good morning. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Did you just first cast jinx me? Man, I can't even talk right. Holy smokes. As soon as I said, fish your freaking lipless like a jig, look what happened. All right. Thank you, girl. You are beautiful. I'll let you go over here. You ready to go? Hold on, hold on. Hold on, mama. That water's cold, I know it. There you go. Yeah! Yes!